Everybody, welcome to another episode of Deep Fried Friends. We took a week off, trying to get on an every other week schedule. So bear with us. We're still trying to stretch the old podcast legs back into shape. Um, with me, as always, is my brother from another mother, Elkman,
Yo,
the belt-fed sniper, Spanky,
What up?
and the mouth from Alabama South,
Oh,
Swookums.
waka waka, people piss me off.
Yep, and I am Mac Merritt. So glad y'all could join us again. Uh, we're going to be kind of all over the place. We're going to call this dinner plans because we got delayed by folks eating late. I got to have delicious pizza for my cheat day for my current diet. The kids, my daughter had a school fundraiser, so I went hog wild on a cheat day. God, I love pizza. What did you have there, Swooky?
I had a really good barbecue bacon and egg sandwich or burger, and chili cheese dog with bacon minus chili.
So a cheese dog?
Oh no, excuse me, minus the chili and cheese. They didn't even put cheese on it. They literally just put bacon on my hot dog. That's it. It's supposed to be chili, cheese, and bacon, and that was
like
it.
a double pork dog.
I'm making Jews and Muslims angry everywhere. No, nope, nope, nope. It's an all beef hot dog, but it's
Oh.
pork bacon. There we go.
What was your meal there, Elk?
The first one and the second one.
Whatever one you were just eating as we kicked this thing off.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
one of those Jimmy Dean
Oh, okay. Little
English
sandwich.
muffin breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, dude. I do the croissant versions. The croissant. The croissant
the-
versions.
the-
I got those Star Wars sandwiches.
The English muffin is more acceptable for the diet, for the beaties.
The beatus.
Yeah.
What'd you have for dinner there, Spanky?
I had a stuffed crust DiGiorno pizza.
I had stuffed crust pizza as well. A man of
And
good
fucking
taste.
air fried, by the way.
Ooh, air fried. How big an air fryer do you have?
Big enough to shove a pizza in.
I'd say it's either one of them little bitty pizzas. That was a big ass air fryer.
That's a big ass air fryer.
God damn.
I had stuffed crust pizza. It's like
Okay.
someone eating a fucking crumble cookie in front of me like the day after I found out I was fucking beaties.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't fucking know, but your fucking old lady got onto you for fucking doing it.
But it was good as hell. No, what? Yeah, let's just go with that.
Yeah, dude, I kicked my diet off on.
She did it for me and her because
Oh, yeah.
you didn't get her an Andy.
You didn't get her a crumble cookie?
So moving along with the podcast,
You mother.
Civil War is on the horizon. Anyway, continue.
The stars at night are big and bright when you shoot illumination.
Very, very abbreviated touching on this because we're
Yes.
not going to.
We're not gonna
into
get
all
political, but
No.
Well, you want like the short story like in the back of the book?
Yeah, the synopsis.
Okay. Feds say we're cutting wire. Texas National Guard said no, you're not. And then everybody like,
And then Supreme Court says, "Oh no, you're not." And then
and then Arkansas and Louisiana like, you're not touching it.
okay. So
Arkansas,
here,
Louisiana,
so
Georgia.
let's simplify this for a lot of folks, and this is the way I've been perceiving it and kind of interpreting it. There are 15 points of entry along the Rio Grande River, the entire length of the state of Texas, from Brownsville to El Paso. Those 15 points of entry are the ones that are federally controlled and mandated by the U.S. Border Patrol. At none of those places is a Texas National Guard trying to put wire, because those are federally regulated and controlled points of entry, as they should be. The issue is all of the points in between all of those points of entries that they have just been allowing the immigrants, migrants, illegal aliens, whatever terminology we're using this month. Those people are coming through in waves and floods. They put down those buoys to stop them. They put down patrol boats. They've done everything they can to slow the flow, and there's far too many coming in. So up until recently, there had been kind of accepted peace between the Border Patrol agents and the Texas National Guard and those assisting, that during the daytime, sections of that wire were being picked up in order to funnel all the migrants into one or two collection zones between each of the points of entry so that the Border Patrol could collect them there. And then, cool, at night, the wire would go back in place to stop cartels and people sneaking in. And most of the migrants on the other side of the river knew about this plan. They were doing that. Well, now there are migrants, interlopers, saboteurs, whatever terminology you want to use for the people who are coming here for nefarious reasons, criminals, terrorists, etc. And that's why the Texas State Guard and National Guard are trying to put the wire in place. And the Border Patrol keeps getting conflicting orders from the national government to remove that wire and not allow it to be put back in place. And that's where Governor Abbott and the Texas legislature are like, no. We don't want 500,000 people to keep walking through the river and getting here. And because 3 people died the other night, it's now become a national crisis. It doesn't take into effect the 250,000 people who have crossed since the beginning of November. And there's another migrant convoy coming up out of Guatemala right now that should be hitting the Texas border in less than a month that has roughly 500,000 people in it. Nobody wants to talk about that. 500,000 people in one giant conga line. So you're talking 5 Rose Bowls, 5 Alabama stadiums, 5 Ohio State frickin' Saddle stadiums, just walking to your border. And you're just be like, oh, you have to take care of them. And that falls on the states of Texas and California, Arizona and New Mexico. Not as much. Their little borders, teeny tiny, so not as much of a problem for them, but still. Now the federal government is saying that they have control. Technically they do because of the way the charter's written, but at the same time it's never been a major point until recently that anything within 25 miles of the border, the U.S. Border Patrol can enter private property, which almost all of Texas is private property, minus the military bases. There's one national park. So therefore, they're saying that the Border Patrol can enter private property and take down these fences and security barriers that private citizens in the state of Texas are putting up. And that's where this conflict is hit. And it's like, y'all aren't doing anything politically, be it the Biden administration or previous administrations, Trump, Clinton, etc., that are just allowing people to come in undocumented. Here's a cell phone. Here's a debit card. You can go straight to the hospital and get free health care. You're not going to pay a cent for it. But, oh, yeah, you citizens, you have to pay for health care now. Sorry. That's what's sitting ill with a lot of people, especially in Texas and Arizona. And that's why people are pissed off. And a lot of people are now standing up with Texas because if they trample on immigration, when are they going to start trampling on another right that another state has to do between tax collection, sharing money with the government, etc.? This sets a precedent of if you can tell us what our citizens can and can't do, and the state legislature can't decide what's best for the state, which is what the original Constitution had written in it, this is where we get into a slippery slope. This leads back to 1860, 1861. I don't want a civil war. I don't want to see innocent men, women, and children get killed. By all means, it'd be the most disastrous thing that would happen to us since the 1860s.
So, points I'll make on this. My stance on immigration, I'm 100% fine for it. Do it the right way.
Do it legal.
Now, our government, I 100% believe, should revamp their entire immigration process, make it easier for people to do this. Make the process quicker. You know, we have the ability. We're in 2024. I mean, everything is digitized. Everything's on a computer. There's ways of making this seamless. Do it the right way. I have no problem if you want to come to our country. That's how our country was founded. Our country was founded on immigration. How we built this country.
Everyone hears from somewhere else.
Yes, I have no problem for people who, automatically want to say, "Oh, you're just a bigot because you don't want people to come over here." That's not it at all. I don't care who you are, as long as you come over here the right way, as long as you're not a terrorist. Whatever. I'm not for open borders. I'm not for isolation, keeping everybody out either. I had a couple other points that I was going to bring up, but another thing to help this all, Mexico needs to do something. Mexico has got to do something about their own problems with the cartel, whether it's finally saying, hey, US, help us out. As much as I don't want to, it's as big as the cartel has gotten and as advanced as the cartel has gotten, because, I mean, those guys over there are...
They're a full-blown military.
Yes. Maybe it's time that US asks, or that Mexico asks US to put boots on the ground. Go in, clean that country up with the Mexicans.
Another option would be to just decriminalize drugs, therefore taking away the revenue flow of the cartels, and therefore they would slowly wither and die on the vine.
And is and that's fine.
And that's from a guy who doesn't believe in drugs, so...
Yeah, and that's where the point that I'm at, too, is because something's got to be done. I mean, you saw that video that came out a while back that went viral of the coyote just smiling and waving at the camera as they were leading them through. I mean, that's cartel.
Or the videos of the coyotes throwing babies in the water so that the Border Patrol will go after them so they and their fentanyl carriers can get across the river. That...
I mean...
Dude, they need to allow the Border Patrol and the National Guardsmen to shoot at coyotes doing stuff like that. Two guys jump in the river, save the baby, save the mother. Somebody shoot that son of a gun.
Mm-hmm. And
Well,
it's like...
What else?
Go ahead.
Well, that was, I mean, so the other day there was a Middle Eastern guy crossing the border illegally.
That's the one I'm talking about.
And they internet things and found out who he was because he said they're talking shit to the person recording him, and he's like second in charge or whatever the current thing is in Afghanistan.
No, that guy was from Azerbaijan. He had been in prison for 11 years for terrorism, weapons transports. He was a smuggler. He was a political dissident. He was pushing for Sharia law, and it's like, oh no. And this is a guy they gave a cell phone to, they gave money to, and passed him through the border, and they've already lost him. By the time the internet did the internet thing, like you said, they sleuthed him out, figured out who he was, and he's already in the country, and they've already lost track of him. And this is the crap I'm pissed about.
Yeah.
And this isn't a left wing, right wing, whatever wing thing. This is just what's right for the United States.
It's a United States thing. It's not what side of the aisle you're on.
Yeah. And
I think it's time that we just annex something.
Well, they're never going to annex Mexico for two reasons. One, it would look bad on the world stage. And two, there are kind of do bad things place. All the factories that we want to run that don't want to abide by American EPA, we move down to Mexico. They can pump oil in a dirty way that we don't do up here. They can make steel in a dirty way that we can't do up here. They can make pharmaceuticals in a way that we can't do up here because all of our rules and regulations. But Mexico, what rules and regulations? Bitch, this is Mexico.
Basically, what OSHA?
Come with me.
Bush, the guy that lives down the block. I don't know. And speaking on that,
I'm with you. Get together with them. If you really want to fight the war on drugs, fight it like an actual war at this point in time. Start hitting them with F-16s and thermal guided bombs and just rock their world. This half-ass, we're going to catch them on the ground. No, don't catch them on the ground. Just start throwing J-dams and Hellfires into pickup trucks the same way we were doing in Afghanistan and Iraq. And trust me, the Mexican people are just as tired of those cartels as we are because they're the ones getting beheaded at night and hung from the freaking highways as an example to anybody who talks to the Mexican government.
Look, there's like a battalion and a half sitting in San Diego, just waiting for something.
A battalion?
I mean, it's not fucking like on watch for shit going on.
If you mobilize just the Marines in San Diego alone, we could have Tijuana cleared out within a week.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just they're bored. They're bored.
Dude, that was
they're bored.
So I don't know if every training battalion has to go through that crap, but that was something they came to us like a week or two before we graduated. They just came in, turned on the lights, like everybody get your gear. Mexico's invading. me and another dude from Texas just started laughing our asses off. Because this is 1997. Like, the Mexican military wasn't shit. The cartels were big, but they're not like they are nowadays. And we're like, started laughing. We're like, what are you laughing? I'm like, dude, if the Mexican cartel invades, I mean, if the Mexican military invades, we don't have a problem.
If that's our threat right now, we have slid down quite a few pegs.
If we can take out the Iraqi military in the course of a weekend, I think we can handle the Mexican military right next door.
I'm just saying, just go to San Diego and be like, hey, if y'all guys are bored,
Dude,
we're gonna
you're
take
talking
take a
about you
nice little
have
trip.
all the Pacific Expeditionary Force based in San Diego. You have all the Pacific SEAL teams based in San Diego. At the time, you've got 3 Air Force bases or naval air stations, Air Force bases in Riverside, North Island, Miramar. Brother.
So, controversial opinion here: the Marines aren't what they were. Judging by quite a few people that I've talked to and seen how they are, the Marines that we all love are not the Marines that are there today. There's
yes and no. Push comes to shove, especially invading our home. It's one thing for them to be waifus in Japan and over in freaking Iraq and Kuwait. If they invaded America, you'd have to worry about every broken retired Marine and Army guy, some sailors, and even maybe a few chair force getting up, grabbing their rifles and heading for the border like, let's play. We prepared for this. We've been in the sand. We know what to do. How are y'all doing today? I Chihuahua. But I digress.
Baby brother that is basically a pogue. Well, he's in the combat unit, so he's not. But crew chief on a helicopter has more killer instinct than most of the people I've talked to.
We'll give him that mid-range.
He's deploying between May to June. He's going to Egypt. He's going to be part of it's a joint, not UN, but it's a joint thing led by the Egyptians that they cover the north and south border of Egypt. He's getting combat pay because of all the shit going on there right now. It's not a safe area.
No.
The north side's not safe. The north side, I think, is what borders Yemen, if I remember correctly.
Of Egypt?
I'm trying to think. No,
that's the one that borders Israel.
Israel,
and the Gaza Strip,
So he's going to be mostly up there. He's excited. He's gung ho for it. He's basically saying, "I wish a motherfucker would," while he's up there.
Because that's a hop, skip, and a jump into Syria, or
he's was home on 2 weeks of leave. Got to go spend time with him last weekend, and dude's got a raging hard on for going over there right now. He's excited. I hope everything works out for him. I know he's excited about the money he's going to make over there because he's getting combat pay, he's got flight pay, and one other thing, all tax free. So he's going to be living that dream. He's super excited. I think right before he ships out, he'll be promoted to specialist.
There you go.
Because I think, yep. And he, like I said, he's a crew chief now. By the time he's there, he'll be a full-on crew chief. And then he said after a couple years, he's dropping which I'm worried he's going to get over there and lose a little bit of his love for the Army. Because right now he's still in that honeymoon phase.
Yeah, he's going to get hit by the green weenie and he'll...
Yep. He's going to deploy, and like everybody who ends up deploying, even in wartime situations, he's going to end up... I hope he keeps his head up, because he's wanting to drop his warrant package and be a pilot. I mean, he's already been working on that, and he's going to drop his warrant package, and he wants to fly. He doesn't care what he flies, but he wants to fly. So I'm hoping I hope he keeps his head up and he gets there. I just really hope he doesn't get over there and get discouraged. Guys like Dagon, who was thinking of doing the same thing. He just spent his time over there and he's ready to get out now. Yeah. So, anywho.
Well, when you get led by inept leadership and stupid rules and stupid... When
Yeah, you start
when
messing with the
politicians
safety.
who never had the guts or the balls to volunteer for the military start making policy and telling you how to fight a war, what's right and what's wrong when bullets hit the bones, like you guys want to tell us what to do and yet you didn't have the guts to come over here. It's again why I'm a firm believer that you should not be president if you did not serve in the military. I get it. I get it. The commander in chief is a civilian position, but at the same time, if you didn't have the guts to serve, you shouldn't have the authority to send men and women into harm's way.
Yup.
It's the way the old man taught me, and I grew to agree with it.
All right, what subject we touching on next?
Oh.
You had a couple things you wanted to talk about.
I
I thought you said
we started to talk about something. I was like, hold on to that until we get into the pod, and now I've forgotten.
Damn that old age.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a new year. It's a new year. You know, you're a year older, Mac.
how's everybody's weather? I tell you, that's been
Fuck
fucking.
you. Fuck you.
Hey,
Look,
it was
no,
62 and raining today.
Bro, look. Monday, fucking ice. Ice.
Ice baby.
and then Tuesday it was like rain.
I'm sure y'all all saw the video right out of here, out of St. Louis, of that fire truck doing some Tokyo 360.
Yeah, unfortunately, when them some bitches start spinning, you ain't stopping them because all that 1,000 gallons of water just sitting there. Wee.
Yeah, 70,000 pounds of oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
I give the dude credit. He managed to hit that patch of grass to get a little bit of traction and get the spin started, and then to somehow slid it right between two houses, and all he hit was a mailbox and some trash cans.
You think he did that? Shit. He was
dude,
going.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. I was talking with the firefighters today at work. I say that was 20% skill because of knowing what he's doing, and 80% luck. And I'll take being lucky over good any day of the week. So I did the same shit in a tow truck in a highway. Going down the highway, went to an accident. Some gal pulled in front of me. And I just tapped the brakes, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the traffic on the other side of the highway. Then I'm looking at the traffic coming at me, and I'm looking at the guardrail. Then I'm looking forward again, and I managed to get control of it and took the next exit. Like, nope, I don't need to be on this highway anymore.
I need to change my drawers.
Yes, I was pinching leather. But yeah, the ice on Monday was no bueno. I about bit ass. We got called off of work.
Like it wasn't even that bad down here. Like there's a couple patches.
It was just deceptive looking.
Well, what was irritating to me is like we're open. I mean, granted, we're slow right now. You know, we're welded up like the 20-yard roll-off containers for Dad for the recycling plant, and like there's nothing fucking open for lunch. And we're all just like, what the fuck?
Just your lunch bag, brother.
Well, so I'm following my brother-in-law because I had to drop my truck off Tuesday, and I guess the roads are still bad in some places, so some places still weren't open. So Monday I was supposed to drop my truck off to get it fixed, and they were closed, so I was already pissed off. And so I go to drop my truck off Tuesday, and I'm driving Dad's Jeep, and following him uphill, downhill, nothing fucking open. And we go to the gas station, get like some nasty ass like 5-hour-old fucking gas station pizza, like the Hunt Brothers pizza.
This sucker's more dried out.
Yeah, bro, it's like cardboard. And we get to the shop and start eating, and my cousin and his wife walk in, and both of them have Wendy's. And we go, "Where'd you get that?" And they're like, "Wendy's," and I'm like, "Where?" And they're like, "Here." I'm like, "No, the fuck you didn't. We just went there. It was closed." And they're like, "No, they just opened." I was like, "Ah." My uncle's like, "If you want to go get lunch," I'm like, "No, I fucking had cardboard." He's like, "What?" I was like, "I had fucking cardboard pizza." Like, "You're not supposed to have pizza." I'm like, "Fucking well aware."
They didn't do shit here. Like, it got cold as shit. And there was one day I was supposed to flow hydrants and do a few other things, and it didn't get above 12 degrees. And I said, not flowing anything right now, especially in this apartment complex parking lot. So yeah, I'm gonna flood this ice, make this an ice rink out here. But it's it didn't do anything here. I know above my parents out, like North Alabama, got hit pretty hard. I know Spanky's area got hit pretty hard. Here, nothing.
Well, it seemed
And
like, was it last week when we got snow, Mac?
Yeah.
See, like that, they're like, oh, Elks area, 2 inches of snow. So I'm preparing for the lesser amount of that, right? And we ended up getting like 7 inches. I was like, huh? And then, like, when the ice happened this week, they're like, 5 inches of ice. I'm like, I don't even know how you get 5 inches of ice, but y'all were wrong last week, so probably gonna be wrong this week. And no ice.
the only time Elk can say he has 7 inches.
Fuck you.
Wow.
I am a shower, not a grower. I said that backwards.
So,
It happened twice today, bro. I said something backwards twice today.
did y'all see what Whistling Diesel's doing?
Who?
Bulldozer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a much bigger dozer.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
Oh my lord. He's Hey, look, there's a raw F-22 in chat. What's up,
Raw?
buddy?
What
Ooh,
am I?
baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
Do ya?
Well, if I have to.
Yes, I've seen some pictures, but I haven't watched or seen anything else that's come out about that. He's
I
gonna.
quit watching him like a couple years ago. I just can't stand him.
Honestly, never really did watch him. Just every once in a while, his stuff pops up and I laugh. That's about it.
Because like every now and then he'll do something with Matt on Demolition Ranch, and I'm like, we could just skip like the first 30 minutes of this where you talk with him and go to shoot guns. It'd be great.
I don't even think he's been on with Demo Ranch in forever. 'Cause I
No,
know-
he hadn't.
I think after he basically almost shot himself with the 50 cal when it ricocheted and hit him in the forehead. I think Demo kind of distanced himself from him because he was like, we teach gun safety here. Because I mean, guys like Kentucky Ballistics, that wasn't technically his fault. So, and speaking of shit like that, did y'all ever see the video of what is it, Ballistic High Speed guys?
Yeah,
When
the
the
RPG
RPG
exploded next to his face.
Yeah.
See, I hadn't watched the actual unedited video of that until this past weekend, and Jesus Christ. Dude's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh.
I saw where Jesse Jane passed away today.
Who?
The corn hub actress.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently she had overdose, but I got more pissed off that I found out today that she was only like 3 hours away from me.
I said I could have saved her.
I could have saved her, damn it!
I tell you what, there's actually quite a few adult film actresses that live in Arkansas. I know of at least 2 others.
No. There's a couple of them only like 2 hours away, and I'm like, I want to go walking.
Oh yeah, her. She was in that Pirates movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her when she debuted, and the porn director, producer, actor, Seymour Butts.
But it was her and her boyfriend both OD'd on the.
Fentanyl?
No, they didn't say if it was fentanyl or not. They just said it was drugs. But according to Cat Williams, all you gotta do is touch that shit and you're dead.
Depending on the type of it, yeah.
Have you seen his new stand-up? I mean, it's new to me. I didn't see it until like last week.
I haven't seen his stand-up, but I've seen his interview with Shannon Sharp, and
Oh
Yeah,
my.
that's fun.
Lord have mercy.
He
That
did
fucking
not
pipe-
hold back.
That pipe bomb drop right there was fucking glorious.
I mean, I'm not a huge Cat Williams fan, and I'm still not. But watching that, I was like, "Ooh, Lord, he's spilling the tea."
He threw the tea in the harbor, brother.
He went after everybody. Everybody. Nobody was safe.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Oh god, that's actually funny. Sorry, I saw a meme pop up over in Lifeboat.
Oh God, I'll have to look at that later.
Yeah. Let's just say there's two people jousting. Anyway.
Oh,
Like
with pants
cowboy,
on or off?
Oh, they're two high profiled political leaders in wheelchairs jousting.
Oh Lord. Okay, that's hilarious. I digress. Okay.
You know, I promise all of our loyal listeners, watchers, everything, we are going to get better at doing this. We are going to play.
Are we though? Isn't that part of the charm?
Are
That we're
we?
just a couple of knuckleheads trying this shit out.
I was gonna say, I think the whole like free nilly willy would just figure out a topic and
it works
bounce,
sometimes.
Yeah.
bounce
But
off the walls.
We need
Bounce
a-
off the walls again.
We need a good foundation, and then we can build the walls and do whatever from there.
Build the
We
wall,
need-
God damn it! Build the wall.
Whoa, Matt.
We're gonna build a wall.
It's gonna be
Next
huge.
thing we're gonna-
It's gonna be
huge.
fantastic. It's gonna
Huge.
span from sea to shining sea.
I know Mason.
Gonna build the wall.
I know Mason.
I want to put a minefield in front of the wall. I'm gonna put 50 cows on top of the wall.
And for $100
We call
a month,
it
you
Max
can
50
control-
50 50 plan. It's huge. It's fantastic. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard of. It's massive.
And for $50 a month, you can control one of the 50 cows.
Oh, choo choo! We're off the rails already.
Whee!
Go somewhere else.
What's going on in the world of Spanky, you quite jerk?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Factorio.
No, I mean, it's sitting there fucking running, but I ain't doing shit in it.
How has the weather been in Tennessee?
Well, it was snowy, icy, and now all that has melted and it's just raining.
Did y'all get hit by that giant wave of fog that's been rolling through here?
It was foggy, yeah.
I know you live at the foot of the Smoky Mountains, so it's got to be bad there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's. I tell you what, it's made me really, really nappy here lately.
Nappy?
Yeah, nappy.
He's a nappy head.
I figured that's what freaking Spooky was around, but sure.
I didn't even know you grew your hair out that long.
You should see my bush.
I was gonna say top or bottom one.
Actually,
so-
I'll be honest. My bush doesn't grow at all. It's just like
Oh yeah,
This-
dude, mine's
So that's where you're losing hair. Me and
Yeah,
Spanky
mine's-
losing the top shelf.
But so the past 3 weeks I've been helping weld the roll-off containers for the recycling center, and between the moisture in the air and the heat from fucking welding, my shit has just gone fucking stupid.
Look
Like,
like
I
you
try
got
to-
Tina
I try to
Turner in a
comb
leg
it.
lock.
Yeah, like I try to comb it, it's like ah!
yeah, gotta keep a little bit of that oil in there.
Yeah, I gotta go find some.
Don't put too much oil. The United States military will shut up.
Yeah, I'm getting my hair cut this weekend, but I have been trying to grow it back out because I want to go back to my long on the top shit I had for a while. But
Hey man, the rat tail died in the 80s.
don't care.
What?
The fuck was that?
Sorry. Trying to say mullet and I yawn at the same time. What the shit?
Old man's yelling at the ceiling again.
You guys, Rocky Road.
Slice love chunk. Take my shirt off and I'd sound like a Wookiee. Oh, the mating call.
Oh shit.
God damn.
All the noises are coming out of me right now. You know, I was disappointed by 2 meals today. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here. KFC in Loganville, Georgia. Fuck you.
No,
What did they do?
he didn't even like. You know what? We're gonna pinpoint the fucking location.
Hell yeah, I'll post the address.
Store
right now.
419.
Shout out the address too. Shout out the address right now.
And that
Like,
bitch Cheryl in the window. She forgot my butter.
Hashtag fuck them.
Show up. They ain't got no dark meat. It's 11. It was 12:30 and at lunchtime. No, it was like 11:30. Had
Let
no
it go,
dark meat.
Elk. Let it go. Let
Had
it
no
go.
I'm a dark meat guy. I like breast. I like thighs and legs. Let's go with that then. I like thighs and legs. They were out of thighs and legs. I go over to the fountain machine. Go to
Grape
get some
soda?
Dr. Pepper. Huh? I go over to the go over to the fountain machine. Notice my Dr. Pepper looks a little weird, so I kind of give it a taste. Tastes like warm, soapy water. All of them. Everything's screwed up. Their
Oh.
drive-through, all that stuff tasted the same. Add a sweet tea. They didn't have any sweet tea. The fucking the gravy was just disgust. I love KFC, but ours sucks. And then fucking L&R Burger gonna leave off the chili on a chili hot dog. Anyway, rant over. Anger.
Oh.
I sent a message.
No,
and I
it
meant-
was not. It was not.
Okay.
I did go to one 3 weeks ago. I walk into KFC, smelled horrible. It smelled like dirty bathroom. So, you know, like the like when you go to a
Yeah,
fast
like
food
it's
joint.
like- yeah.
Yeah, that's how it smelt in there. I'm like, I almost went out. And I was like, no, I'm not. There was nothing but Hispanic workers back there. Like, okay, cool. So I ordered. They had my thighs and legs that I wanted. Phenomenal. It's the best tasting chicken or KFC I had in years. And it's like, I can't even go to the one that. No, that's anger. Pure unbridled anger. I like my food. I
Anger
like my
leads to
dark meat.
hate. Anger leads to hate.
I
Oh,
guess
I-
you and Elk have that in common. No, brother.
I can't help it. I like my hot chocolate.
Mm,
Keeps me all warm
All right,
inside.
all right, Spanky. Since you're being quiet, what's your favorite chicken place?
Oh, we talking about chicken?
Well, we're gonna talk about chicken. Now.
Oh,
Probably Zaxby's.
Okay.
my favorite chicken place is like a 7-hour. Oh, like a 5-hour.
I'm talking about okay. Out of the main chains, the Zaxby's, the KFC, the
Oh.
Popeyes, the Churches, the Lee's.
Popeyes.
For consistency, I'm gonna go with KFC. Popeyes has the best tasting chicken, but they are the most inconsistent. Because
They're salty ass biscuits.
I don't touch biscuits regardless, so that doesn't mean shit to me. I love their red beans and rice. I love their freaking seasoned fries. Their taters and gravy are taters and gravy, so it ain't that big a deal. Their chicken is
Their gravy's
obviously
weird.
better. What is Pollo Tropical? What the hell is that?
Pollo tropical.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
That's
A tropical
Caribbean
chicken?
Chicken tropical.
But like Churches always has good greasy chicken, but it ain't the best chicken. Lee's has always just been like it's the cheapest, it's the best deal. You're gonna get a lot of it. It ain't very good. It's like McDonald's of chicken.
Who the fuck is Lee?
What the fuck
Lee's is like
Lee's?
okay. You know how you got like Checkers and Rallies, or you've got Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Churches split, and you had Churches and Lee's chicken. They're basically the same damn thing. It's just one tried to keep top quality product, and the other one just tried to go for more is more, even though it's less because it sucks. I've never had Zaxby's, so I can't compare Zaxby's.
Zaxby's. So, Zaxby's, you can get tenders and you can get like hot wings. I had when I was with Satan, we
Hail
had
Satan.
when we first started dating. That's what we had literally every single night, and I fucking hated it.
Oh.
Now we have, which I know they're everywhere now, but Raising Cane's to me is a much higher quality Zaxby's. Here, anyway. My personal favorites is a tie between Bojangles and
See, never had a Bojangles either.
Bojangles is extremely good, and it's a tie between Popeyes and Bojangles for me.
I had
Now, if I-
Bojangles breakfast.
Maybe that is the thing I'm
Bojangles
thinking
breakfast?
of raw.
Bojangles breakfast is fucking off the chain.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I love their country ham biscuit. It's great.
Oh,
It's one of those country ham biscuits
oh,
that'll make your jaw. It's so salty it'll make your jaw lock down for a minute.
yeah, yeah, it's
But
good.
they're also you take. I always get their biscuits and gravy, and then I get the Cajun filet biscuit, and then I put the gravy on the Cajun filet biscuit. One thing that pissed me off is they took the cheddar bow off the menu. The cheddar bow was amazing. It was literally just a biscuit that had a ton of cheese on it, and they wrapped the cheese around it, and then they baked it. Stop your ass up. That's so
But
good.
if we're talking like, the one-off chicken chains, hands down is Jack Burtle's in Memphis.
Well, yeah, you start talking about like standalone locations like that. Like, there's gonna always be some badass chicken places.
Like people stand in line for hours just to get gravy.
Okay, so Roth was so. After KFC was developed, Lee Cummings, the nephew of Colonel Sanders, developed his own recipe called Famous Recipe and formed Lee's Chicken. It was bought up by a chain that owned Shoney's, and then
Man,
sold
whatever
off.
happened to Shoney's? You don't see those anymore.
We have a few down
Shoney's,
here.
Ponderosa, most of them big buffet places. The
I think there's
Sizzler.
only like one Ponderosa left.
We've got
I
one in
remember-
Vandalia, Illinois, which is like an hour from us.
I think
And
I
they don't
saw
even
it.
serve their
Never
hot
even
wings.
heard of it.
Hey, since we talk about chain foods, did y'all see where fucking In and Out is pulling their only location in Oakland out of fucking Oakland?
I wonder why.
Shocker.
I don't know why either, but they said that they're outie, and I was like, I guess they ain't in anymore.
So, we're going to take a trip down that memory lane. How many people here remember Quincy's? So,
I think that's
No.
Quincy's was like Ryan's, or like
okay,
Western
okay.
Sizzler, the buffet style.
Yeah,
They had some yeast rolls there that, oh my god. So there was a Quincy's right down the road from our house, and one time a buddy and I went to go get some Quincy's. While we were there, the motherfucker caught on fire. So everybody's running out, and when I say caught on fire, I mean it was like it went up.
it was engulfed.
Yes. So I had a buddy in high school who was about your size, probably 100 plus more pounds that you lost. He had, yes, your size elk. And this motherfucker, yes, exactly, Raw. As everybody's running out, he's going to everybody's table and loading up on their rolls.
I like him. Can we
He
get him
had
on the
his
podcast?
shirt up. He had his shirt. We went outside, and we're the last two out of this building. The manager's like, "What? Get the fuck out!" So we're standing out there, munching on rolls, watching the fire department get there to put this some bitch out. And I think he had like 60 rolls in his shirt. Dude was raiding the rolls.
That's like fucking like Texas Roadhouse and Logan's Roadhouse. I don't really care for their rolls that much, but that honey butter.
Yes. So I like Logan's a little bit better than I do Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse has a certain special place in my heart because that was my current girlfriend and I's first ever date we went on. I took her to Texas Roadhouse, and we almost didn't make it to the second date because when we ordered our food, I got myself a prime rib, medium rare. She ordered a steak salad, well done. I was like, I was like, oh god, and she laughs at this too because funny story about my girlfriend is she was best friends with my old boss's daughter. Neither of us knew each other at the time. I had no clue. So we're at our first date, and she starts telling this story, and I'm like, because her and her friend used to work at Cracker Barrel, and when we had one of our big ice storms come through, my old boss was telling me about how his daughter, the manager, got them a hotel room that was next door, so that way they could not have to drive home. They could just go to the hotel room, whatever, after their shift. She starts telling me the story, and I'm like, "Do you know so and so?" She's like, "Yeah, it's my best friend." So I remember hearing a story about my girlfriend from many years before, where they invited her over for their Christmas dinner, and my boss used to always do a Christmas prime rib. Amazing. And she got there, and he was like, how, this here it is. She's like, oh, it's a little too underdone for me. And he ended up throwing this beautiful prime rib cut for her in the microwave to finish cooking it for her. And she has since graduated to eating it medium.
Thank
So,
God.
yeah, I mean, she will eat it medium. She doesn't go any lower than that. I can pretty much eat it any way other than well done or raw. I don't like the blue. I can't do blue.
I can't
Like
either.
my uncle is like, pull its horns, wipe its ass, drag it across the grill a couple times. That's how I like it. I'm like, I get.
That's how my grandpa was.
I need it
man.
warm. I'm sorry.
Ah.
I'm not doing necrophilia.
I'll do like
I ain't fucking it.
Oh, my dad's the
My
same
mouth
way.
is.
He'd tell them motherfuckers, he'd be like, I just scared. I'll stab it with a fork as it runs by. I'm like,
That's
Out in the field
great.
biting its ass.
We had a waitress that her favorite saying was just hang it over the grill to scare it and put it on my plate. And I'm like, okay.
Mm.
Go ahead, El.
well, so we had like a family, or not family, but we took the shop to Dad. The first trip Dad took the shop to Vegas. We're at Gallagher's in New York, which is all dry aged steaks. Like we're talking like cheapest steak is like maybe like $50.
Yeah.
And one of the guys orders like the porterhouse, and me and Dad are just sitting there looking at him. We're like, "That's a big steak for you, man." He's like, "Yeah, I'll eat it up for a couple days." And how do you want it cooked? He goes, "Well done." Like you could have heard a fucking pin drop inside of Gallagher's. The waitress said, "Excuse me."
Most chefs won't even do it.
No, they usually have a sign on the wall of those good places like "Well done" is not accepted.
Yeah, and they're like, "Sir," that's what they pointed to, a fucking sign. And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Oh God, he's never been out of Arkansas. Fuck."
Where's your ketchup?
That's like they don't do that here. He's like, "What do you mean? That's how I want to order." I was like, "Dude, these steaks are fucking at minimum 35 days dry aged." He's like, "You mean it's moldy?" Motherfucker, please stop. Please stop.
Just trust the cook, dumbass.
And then
It's
they're like, "What
moldy.
side do you want?" He's like, "Do y'all have mashed taters?" And the waitress like, "We have potato puree." And he's like, I was like, "Fuck, please just say yes so you don't have this argument with him again."
Yeah, that's on the waitress. She should have been like, "Yes, we do." That's at that point she's just egging it
Yes.
on.
And so she walks off. He's like, "The fuck is potato puree?" I was like, "It's fucking mashed potatoes."
It's mashed potatoes with a freaking.
potatoes.
It's beat to shit.
Yeah, I was like, it's like the same. And he's like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna judge. You like what you like. It's fine. It's cool. Am I gonna make a little fun on you? Yeah, sure. But sometimes you don't go to a restaurant like that and order a
No.
well done steak, and he probably didn't, but ask for ketchup on your steak. Like you eat, he did. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Usually, people who eat well done steak like ketchup on their steak too. My ex was
Because
that
they
way.
dry it out and they don't want to see
Yeah.
the blood, and yet they cover it with something that's a freaking red
Well,
fluid.
That's what kills me. Is like you eat it with blood in it. I'm like, it's not fucking blood. It's fucking protein.
Yeah, it's
It is
protein
fucking
water to keep
protein.
it moist.
Yeah,
I was like, there's no blood, and they're like, "Well, when you order prime rib," I was like, "Protein." They're like,
But
"There's still some blood." I'm like, "That's because see, when they're at the butcher, all of that red liquid that is blood leaves."
that's why they hang them to. I mean, that's
Yeah,
Like-
it leaves. It's kind of like when you skin the deer, the blood leaves,
yeah.
exits the.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
blood,
Some
yeah.
people, it drives me crazy, But then again, I'm not one of those who we have friends like this in other discords who will just fucking shit on somebody for the way. And I'm not that type of person. Am I gonna poke a little fun? Yes. But it's
I'm
like,
gonna poke fun at you, but I'll drop it after a while.
again, if you bought that, spent your money on it, and that's what you want to eat, I ain't gonna fault you for it. You eat how you want to, boo. If I'm cooking it and you tell me that you want it well done, I'm gonna try, but I ain't gonna promise it's gonna be good because I don't know how to cook.
I'm just
a
gonna
well
leave it on the
done-
grill until you're like, "Is it
Yeah.
done?" Oh, I don't know. I forgot it over there. You wanted shoe leather.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I won't really eat, I won't even say like a medium is like my burgers, ground beef. I do like them. I don't like a whole lot of color.
Medium well for ground beef.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
You want it gray throughout. You don't want
Mhm. I don't mind a
uncooked
strip
ground
of
beef.
pink, but
I'll eat like a strip of pink, like Cookie just said. But if I bite into the burger and
Oh.
like there's gray here, gray there, and it's fucking, it is just fucking like me and Mac's microphone in the middle.
my ex's my
Yeah,
ex
if it's
mother-in-law, yeah, she used to do that, and you'd bite into it, and it's just a cold center of just raw hamburger beef, and it's like, and she's like, "That's how I like it."
Oh.
well, I'm glad that's how you like it. That the rest of us would like our fucking.
I would like to
our
avoid E.
hamburger.
coli tonight. Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't want to become intimately aware of the toilet.
but that was like, was it last March? My dad took my grandpa to Vegas, and we ate at Morimoto's restaurant there at MGM. I had Wagyu for the first time, and it was Wagyu fried rice. Because we get there and they hand me a menu, and my mom, my dad, my mom, my aunt, my uncle, like, you don't need a menu. The chef's gonna tell you what you're eating. I'm like,
Why did they hand me a menu?
why'd you give me a menu then? This is fucking confusing. And he hands me this bowl of, like, he's making all this fried rice and stuff. They're bringing us out like sushi tacos. I hate sushi. And my dad's like, you try it, I'll give you $100 bill for every piece of sushi you try. I'm like, well, you just fucked up.
You done fucked up now.
I was like, I'm eating that taco, but I'm taking the avocado off. I'm already eating raw fish. You're not making me eat two things I fucking hate. I can't do avocado.
Avocado's horrible.
Like
It's so
like,
bland.
well, to me, it's the fucking texture.
It's not.
Yeah. It's like if like people eat like uncooked okra, and I'm like, how do you do that?
uncooked or boiled okra.
Boiled okra, that's what it is. Yeah.
I love boiled okra.
No, I'll eat fried okra all day long.
So my grandmother, that's what she used to put in her field piece was okra. You know, she added okra, and I was the one who would eat the boiled slimy okra out of her
Oh.
field pea pie.
Oh.
I just love boiled okra. I love the taste.
But so I'm sitting there like, can I take the avocado out? And Dad's like, yeah, I'll give you that one. So I eat the fucking taco. I'm like, that was fucking awesome. And the chef was like, oh, well, let me give you this. And he fucking whispers in this guy. He brings out this fucking slab of fucking salmon or tuna. Brings up this fresh slab of tuna. Fucking just thin slices it right in front of me.
Oh,
Hands it to me on the knife and goes, try that. And I was like,
tuna
huh?
sashimi. Oh,
Yeah. And I was like, oh. Fucking tried
one
that.
of,
I was like,
one
if you-
of the
if you
few
keep bringing me
raw
that-
things I will eat.
I was like, you keep bringing me that and I'll eat all day.
You
I was
would
like, that was
probably
amazing.
love tuna tataki. Oh, so
Yeah.
good. I
Dude,
love tuna tataki.
That thick, dark red tuna is so flipping good. Spanky, get in here. Come on. What do you like?
Pussy.
Don't we all?
Damn, he's got me. Ah,
Well, it's kind of the same.
Oh,
It's
man.
like sashimi.
I mean, yeah, steak's good shit, but I don't eat them that often. I don't know, man.
So we started a discussion the other day at the shop, and I felt like I was attacked, right? Because my cousin and his wife, they're like, that it's coming out now that you should that eating vegan products is healthier, and I said, excuse me. And they're like, you shouldn't eat meat and potatoes every day, and I was like, have you seen me? I was like, I eat meat or taters, or sometimes, hear me out here. Oh,
So anything in excess is bad for you.
Yes.
Anything. And even vegan food. If you're just sitting there scarfing on that shit all
Vegan
day,
is
it's
a
gonna-
diet to slow starvation.
I mean, show
If
me-
you want to slowly starve and not realize you're starving, go vegan. Look at any person who starts vegan. Yeah, you're going to lose weight. You're also
And
going to
there's
lose
a
bone density,
big difference
the ability
in
to
vegans and vegetarians too.
yeah.
yeah, like true
But-
vegans, like
Yes.
But
True
they're like,
vegans.
eating just meat isn't healthy for you. And I was like, I don't eat just meat. I was like, I eat taters and corn.
I like my starches too.
Yeah. and they're like, well, what if you're on an island? I was like, then if you locked me on an island with nothing but meat and taters, I guarantee you I would not be unhappy.
Okay.
And they're like, well, after you eat a big plate of meat and potatoes, you're not happy. You're tired. I'm like, yeah, because I just got done eating meat and taters.
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen that raw.
We probably do need to cut back on our meat consumption. I'll be the first to admit it. Like, I don't need to eat a 16-ounce steak every night, but damn, it's nice to have.
Europe needs to worry about themselves. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, Europe needs to shut up because we're the one feeding half the world. I don't see Europe doing a whole lot of feeding. The only country in Europe that was actually exporting large amounts of grain was the Ukraine. So until Italy starts feeding multiple countries, or until France decides to start airlifting bulk grain to Ethiopia and Eritrea and South Sudan, they can all pack their opinion right in their little pink puckered butts.
That's another thing I have a bone to pick. All the Europeans who always, the American portion sizes are so big, and blah, blah, blah.
They
blah,
are.
blah,
We're
blah.
fat fucks.
Go to Germany. Dude, you gotta.
They do that during Oktoberfest. Most of the time, rest of the time, they're until they know Americans like, oh, Americans are coming. Let's give all the good stuff. Yeah, bring out the Knackwurst and the Brackenfleische and the Unterschlausen. Like, I don't know what any of that shit is, but I hope it tastes
Excuse
good.
you?
Exactly.
I think I'm pretty sure Mac's ancestors just came out and put a German curse on us.
Oh my God.
Oops, very nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Italy has huge meals.
Yes.
Bro, yes.
They take it as a
Why?
personal challenge to overfeed people.
Because my best friend in Virginia, his grandma was like fresh off the boat from Sicily. And like every Sunday. Yeah. And so like every Sunday, she'd be like, hey, she would tell him in Italian to have me come over. And like she would just make me mounds. And, like,
Some
'cause, like, when we were in Virginia,
antipasta and some prosciutto. Oh.
well, when we were in Virginia, elk was only $2.50. Elk was not big man.
Elk was still just white-tailed deer at that time.
Yeah. And I was like, why does your grandma always try to overfeed me?
Just seriously, just go
her
watch
mom-
the
his
John
mom.
Pignette comedy clip
Yeah.
about going to Italy. Like, we just kept eating. They kept bringing it. Poor Timmy, he couldn't survive. We just pushed him out of the way and kept eating more food.
Yeah. And his
We're
mom
gonna
was
feed
like,
you to the spoil all over the wall. See, Roth knows.
She was like,
My man.
James, in her town, in her area, Sicily, there's no skinny men.
Sono affomato.
And so like I'd go home with like a fucking like a 2 foot, not 2 foot, but like 1 foot long Tupperware dish full of fucking pasta and fucking, sauce. And then she hands me a plate of fucking cannolis, and I'm like, I can't eat all this.
See, now that's one thing I'm going to speak a little heresy here. I think the Italians suck at desserts. The rest of their food, fantastic. Their desserts,
their dessert is just pastry and fucking
Cream.
and sweet cream.
scared of me.
So
Which I mean, I'm not going to turn down a fucking pastry.
Oh no,
and sweet
I'm not
cream.
going to turn it down. But if I have a choice between an Italian dessert and a French dessert, I'm going with the French. But rest of the meal, I'm going with the Italians.
But when it's being cooked for somebody from the fucking motherland, I'm not going to be like, please, no, don't hand me a plate of
I'm going to
cannoli
have the
before I
German
leave."
beer, Italian dinner, and French dessert. I'm just going to do a circle and maybe stop off in Belgium for a little bit of chocolate and fucking waffles the next morning.
Oh, that
So
just
I-
made me full just thinking about that.
when I was in high school, I had a buddy whose family was Chinese, and I used to go over to his house all the time, eat dinner. Love Chinese food. So the first couple of times I went over there, I was raised where I cleaned my plate. When you're done, you're not done until your plate's clean. That's how I was raised, and you had to finish my glass of milk. That's it. So me having that in my head, when I'd go over there to eat, I clean my plate. And here she comes. There more stuff on there. Oh God! So I keep eating.
East
And finally-
meet West.
Yes, and finally my buddy's like, dude, stop eating. And I'm like, I'm trying, but then he's like, no, they see it as not not disrespectful, but like they feel like themselves. If you leave food on the plate, that means you're done eating. You're full. They've done a good job. If you clean your plate, you're not full yet, so they think you're still hungry. So I'm like, oh shit. I
Yeah.
had like 5 plates, and I'm like, oh my God, stop bringing me stuff. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, you.
Southern manners meeting Eastern culture is a
Ooh.
dangerous prospect.
Yeah, that was just bad. And oh man, I was so afterwards, it was like, oh,
Again, and the Italians are like that too. Like, oh, you're gonna keep eating. We're gonna keep bringing food. you're
Yeah.
you're a
That's
hungry
what
boy.
his-
I'm gonna feed you.
That's what my buddy's dad. He's like, look, you have to leave something next time you come over on Sunday. Leave something on
Just
your
leave
plate
like 2
after you're
forks,
full.
2 forkfuls.
And I'm just glad that they were well off because I'm like, I'm scared. I'm eating them out of house and home in there because, them mama signs were just kept cooking, Oh, the white boy in there is hungry. Let's keep
Oh,
going.
why low starving? We're gonna fatten him up.
Eventually, it was just rice they kept putting on my plate. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Can I get some
Yeah,
soy
that's like-
sauce on this?
A couple of weekends ago, my aunt's Filipino, and I love Filipino food too because it's a very big mixture of
Asian,
Spanish and Asian.
Spanish. Oh yeah.
yes. So there's this stuff called adobo, and basically it's dark meat. It's the chicken thighs and legs and pork and beef cooked in whatever it's cooked in with like bay leaves and all this other shit served over rice. Oh my god, it's one of those things too. The longer it cooks, the more flavor that comes out, and I can just keep eating and eating that shit. And yeah, she made it for me, and I was so happy.
I'm so happy.
I was very fat and happy.
Definitely. Oh, dude, Mexicans aren't too dissimilar as well. They'll cook up a crap ton of food and just
yeah.
keep eating.
And there's no such thing as leftovers.
That's like,
It's like, oh no, we're eating that here in about 10 more minutes.
Or that's they'll drink so long, like, okay, we're just gonna eat that until grandma wakes up and starts making breakfast. And then we'll just eat breakfast until mom or one of the aunts, one of the tias starts making lunch. It's like, y'all just eat and drink all day long. Like, how the hell are y'all still skinny? Oh, we work all the time. Like, no shit, I see you wearing like freaking sweatshirts over flannels over 2 different t-shirts in 102-degree weather up on top of a freaking roof. Like, I'm surprised you don't just burst into flames.
When I worked at O'Reilly's, my best friend was Hispanic, and his fiance and his mom would sit there throughout the day when we worked together and just bring us food.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, fucking Sunday mornings on breakfast, they'd bring us those big ass like puff pastries that they make. You know what I'm talking about? The ones with the little crosses on them. And then they'd bring us. I thought it was weird as shit the first time they brought it to me. But they were little tacos, and it was refried beans, scrambled eggs, and then diced up spam.
yeah, it's what is it? Chorizo. Shit. I make it for breakfast, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
But I was
chorizo and queso and
Huevos con chorizo is what they call that.
Oh yeah, we have huevos con chorizo, huevos rancheros. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So what I think
It
is
was
funny
awesome.
is how like Americans taco shells. So unless you're eating a taco, like an actual taco, the like corn tortillas are treated like what we treat dinner rolls. That's like a lot of the guys I'd see on job sites or friends that I'd go over to their houses. It's like they don't like fajitas and stuff. A lot of people will when you get fajita somewhere, they'll tip their shell, they'll put all their toppings on it, roll it up, and eat it. It's not how they do it. They just rip the tortillas and they just grab it. And that's what an Indian would do with naan when they're eating. Like, yeah, that's how a lot.
Some of them will take they'll take the tortilla and slather it through the freaking bean dip and just.
Mm-hmm. And it's like watching them. I was like, oh shit! So that's how I've started using more tortillas when I go out. If I'm not ordering tacos, if I've just got a side of tortillas or something, that's what I'll do. And everybody just looks at me and like the guys in the Mexican restaurant be like, oh yeah. And it's like, yeah. It's cool. I love tortillas too. I love corn tortillas. I don't know. I love food. That's probably why I'm fat.
Yeah. Food is awesome.
Called spam spy ham.
Spy ham.
Great. You know what? That's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the fucking weekend.
Spam is so funny because here it's spam. I love spam. But you go to Hawaii and it's a fucking delicacy. It's in everything.
Against popular belief, spam's not nasty ass meat. Like it's not like hot dogs and shit.
No,
it's actually not. Like it's the leftover like ham meat and shit.
Mm-hmm. It's decent cuts of meat that they grind up.
Yeah, it's not junk meat.
And especially these days, like it's not. People have that whole thought of hot dogs. Back in the day, hot dogs were nastier than Spam. Hot
Bro,
dogs were everything just in
for
a
a hot
shell.
minute, because when I was in Virginia in high school, we had to read The Jungle,
Mm-hmm.
which is the book about all the meat factories back in the day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch fucking hot dogs, wouldn't touch Spam. If it was processed meat that looked like that, I was like, nope, not eating it.
Yeah. These days, all that meat goes to dog food factories.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much where, like, also lame horses and stuff like that. They, like, that they kill and all that leftover, they get put over in Purina or whatever dog food.
Yeah.
Everything like Spam, hot dogs now, it's all good cuts of meat. That's just the leftover trimmings of those cuts of meat that they're not wasting. The gelatin, I think, is what kills most people on the Spam. That's what a lot of people get turned off by, that layer of gelatin that'll show up. I love Spam. Spam was, because I mean, like I said, my grandfather was in World War II. Spam hit his big popularity back then. He loved Spam. I loved Spam. Still do. I still make fried Spam every once in a while, but I'm the only one in my household that eats it. So
Oh, bro. So like when my dad's dad was still alive, like we'd sit there and get bored and eat like a can. We'd both get like 2 or 3 cans of Vienna sausages and fucking crackers, and just sit there and go to town.
I used to love Vienna sausages. That was my dad and I's late night snack. Saltine crackers and Vienna
Oh yeah.
sausages. But they give me such bad sulfur indigestion where, like, if I
Mm-hmm.
burp, it smells like
Just
a fart.
yeah,
And I can't do it anymore. It's like it's bad. I used to love, like the canned devil ham spray or spread or
yeah,
whatever. I
yeah.
like Spam's version of that. I used to
Or the
love.
my other favorite one, like his is the like the little glass jar of corned beef, and
Mhm.
sit there get Ritz. It has to be Ritz crackers, the
Yeah.
brown Ritz crackers, salty ones.
Hmm.
Put that on top of there, bro. And just sit there and I'd eat a whole jar.
Yep, that's what my mom makes her SOS with, is the dried beef in the little
Mm-hmm.
jar. We were just actually talking about that earlier. Comfort food with
SOS is a comfort food for me.
because that's what
Yeah,
shoot.
I said that was some poor ass food. Is all that is.
It was.
Hey,
What it reminds
That's
me
what
of.
comfort. That's what comfort food is. It's like poor food that was readily available, that
yeah,
they would make, and that's what SOS. My mom's red beans and rice she used to make, pinto beans and cornbread, stuff that I thought was good, and then when I grew up, I found out, oh, that's just because my parents were negative in the bank, and that's what they
yeah.
had in the cabinet. you know.
That was like like I'll never forget like being like not little kid, but like like 9 to 12 in
Hmm.
that range, like making ramen, and I'd put like shit in it trying to like make it. And then
Fancy
like
ramen.
and then I get older. I'm like, there's restaurants that do this shit. I was doing this at 12.
I know, right? It's like, shit, man. It's like my 15-cent pack of ramen is $25 at this restaurant.
Yeah, I was fucking Gordon Ramsay of fucking ramen noodles back in the day. And didn't know it.
Yeah, that's like ramen noodles. I didn't realize up until I was like 17 or 18, I had been eating ramen noodles wrong for years. Because the
Huh?
way we always did it was you boiled your noodles, you
Yeah,
drained your noodles, and you
yeah,
added the packet to the noodles, and you mixed it up.
yeah.
Never realized you're supposed to leave the water in there to make the broth. Like, I didn't know that. That's ramen is, the noodles in the broth. And that soup packet goes in the water so you make the broth.
I'll be 36 next month, and I just now learned that
That's
a second
that's
ago.
that's why when the first time I ever got cup of noodles, I sat there and I was like, "Well, how am I supposed to drain my noodles? It's like all the season's gonna go with it." Oh, it's a soup because it's ramen is a soup.
Well,
So, because I used to
I
do. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say I could never do cup of noodles because I hated the fucking freeze dried fucking vegetables in them.
Yeah, Because I always used to do just the noodles with the sauce pack or the seasoning packet, and then I'd always put like a thick pad of butter in the bottom, soy sauce, let it melt, mix it up, and that's what I ate. Again, never realized. Oh yeah, raw
Yeah.
nowadays like my ramen, I do soft boiled eggs. I'll do a I don't really ever get pork belly, but I'll do like a one of the little pork loins. I'll cook it and then I'll finish it off with some different stuff in my wok, and then I make super nice gourmet ramen now. But oh, he got an ad. No. But yeah, it's again did not realize
Oh, I didn't
that
get
that was supposed to be left in there for the longest time.
what?
I just
Talking
now
about
found that out.
ramen, like ramen packets. So up until I was like 17 or 18, I always thought you boiled your ramen, you drained the noodles, you add the seasoning packet to it, and that's how you ate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not how it. You're supposed. It's a broth. That stuff go. You leave the water in so it makes a soup. You know,
Oh.
after the ramen craze has hit the United States and there's ramen restaurants everywhere. Obviously, it's like, oh shit, it's soup. It's soup with noodles. You
Yeah, I
know.
always poured about, I don't know. I was also one of the ones that used to put it in the cup, in the styrofoam cup, and microwave it. And they're like, "Yeah, don't microwave it. It says right there on the cup." And I'm like, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it wasn't up until like last year they actually made microwavable cups for those.
Styrofoam. Styrofoam was microwavable.
We weren't supposed to microwave it in
No,
the
we
noodle
weren't.
cup?
It even says it right there on the cup.
I didn't
says-
read that shit.
Yeah, well, neither did I. You open the top, you pour in the packet, you put in some water, you hit the freaking buttons, and you eat a delicious meal.
Yeah.
Especially when you would also microwave one single freaking chicken nugget next to it, and then you cut up the chicken nugget into little tiny pieces and stir it into your thing, so that way you got a little protein. Oh yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah,
watched
sorry,
the
Ralph, I didn't
documentary-
get to the stopping the ad again fast enough.
I did. I watched a documentary on the guy who invented cup of noodles. Dude's a billionaire off of shit that's like 10 cents. You know.
You got to sell a lot of cup of noodle to do that.
Yeah. I mean, but shit, that's a staple. That's an afternoon snack for
Oh,
kids. I mean,
thank
that
you,
shit's
Ralph.
awesome.
Didn't
But
give us
yeah,
the award alert that you subscribed.
it'll probably take a second. I don't know. It's been so long since I've streamed, which I need to remedy that.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm gonna
be
start
streaming
trying.
Saturday.
I'm gonna start trying to stream more often again. Try to start play a couple of games.
I've got to because I've got to help offset some costs.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hungry again.
I sure is hungry.
Half a beef hot dog with half a chili dog without chili and cheese in there.
Yeah.
We were going to go do hot pot this weekend. I don't think we are though.
Have y'all ever had Mongolian barbecue?
Yes.
Where they take it, you pick out all your shit, they throw it in that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And they took me to that, and I that was back in the day before I could appreciate and enjoy Chinese food. And they're like, well, this will work for you, because they knew I was picky and I liked certain food. So, like, the prototypical white boy that I was at the time, I went through and picked out like beef and lamb and chicken and just some noodles, and covered them in a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of sesame seed oil, and had them cook that up. And it was delicious. And they're like, that is the most white person pasta-esque thing you could have made. I'm like, did you want me to try it or not, assholes? By about the fourth time I went back, I was now like trying spicy shit and putting all types of stuff on it, like Hyzen sauce. And they're like, oh. I was like, yeah. I was like, you just need to get the ball rolling. I'd get there. Yeah, Genghis Grill's one of them. Yeah. We had this one, it was BD's Mongolian Barbecue, and it was just down from us, and I loved that place because they introduced me to pot stickers, which is where my love of dumplings, pot stickers, wontons came from. And we ordered a dozen of them. I think everybody got to try one, and then I had destroyed the other 8. They're like, where'd the rest of the pot stickers go? I was like, I'm sorry, I'll pay for them.
I tell you what, like you, Raw, anybody else need to all come down to Atlanta and we go get some dim sum, because nobody here in my household likes dim sum.
You ain't gonna scare me.
Dude, it's like I love it. It's so amazing. It's nothing but dumplings.
Dim sum what?
And dim some more.
It's so imagine this. It's a rolling buffet where
It's a pierogi. It's a Chinese
Kind of.
pierogi.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Or if you know what a pot sticker is,
You got my Pittsburghian heart going now.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's a Chinese pierogi. Or pierogi is a Polish dumpling. It's just noodle wrapped around meat and veggies, and depending on if it's steamed or cooked or fried or
so good.
That was like when we moved back down into Arkansas. One of my buddy's grandmas is like, "We're having pierogies tonight." I was like, "Ma'am, I will come over here every night for you to eat all of these if they don't want them."
I will destroy your enemies. I will drive them before you.
Yeah.
You will hear the
What are you
lamentations
gonna
of my stomach.
Yeah. First time I had hot pot was this year, and God, it was so good. It's Korean barbecue and hot pot. Sorry, go ahead.
So is this the one where like they cook it like they give you like the hot water or whatever in front of you and you?
You talking about the hot pot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So each
It's like
where we
fondue,
sit-
yeah.
each where we sat, so they have where we were at, they had 6 different burners. So everybody
Yeah.
gets their own pot of whatever broth they want, several different broth options. And then so this place, I think it was like $28 a person, kind of steep, but it's all you can eat. And you have a menu of all the different proteins, noodles, everything you want. They got everything from just like thinly sliced beef to they have chicken, they have spare ribs, they have squid on there. Anything you want, you bring out. Then they have a grill in front of you. You cook it, or you throw it in your grill or in your soup. Let it cook, and just go at it, and just keep ordering as much as you want. And it's so good. It's funny because I mean, when you think about it, it's very smart on the restaurant because it's like minimal effort by them. All they gotta do is prep the food, and then you do all your own cooking. There's nothing there you have to cook.
So if your food gets fucked up, it's on you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing I think is a little daunting for some people is if they get chicken, they got to know how to cook chicken. Luckily, they cook it. They cut it thin enough. It's hard to undercook it.
Yeah.
But it's like anybody who's not used to cooking, and they go out there and they're like, "Oh shit, how do I cook chicken? Is it done? I don't know." And they end up either burning it or eating undercooked chicken. But that's just if you go there,
Them's
that's
the
part of
risks.
the. Yeah, exactly. That's where they're like, it's out of our hands. You're cooking it.
Yeah, that's we don't have hot pot around. I'm sure there's a hot pot for somewhere around here, but the wife and I have done the melting pot several times, which is fondue, which is the same principle. You got a burner,
Yeah.
you got your pot of rolling broth that you'll dip your chicken and your salmon and stuff into, and dude, I love it. I know it is the most like trashy thing to go do melting pot fondue, but I don't give a goddamn. The
So one
cheese
thing-
and the bread, and then you bring me meat, and then they'll finish it all up with chocolate and marshmallows and bananas and strawberries. My fat ass is loving every minute of it.
So the one
Loving
thing
every minute of
similar I haven't tried here, which I really want to, is a Brazilian steakhouse where they did like Fogo de Chao is what's here.
Yeah.
Where
That's
bring
yours.
it and-
That would be your love because they just keep coming by. And you just keep either the red light or the green light. Green light when you're hungry, red light when you're done. And they just come by and they'll just start carving meat off this gigantic like trident of steaks and like the dude comes by and puts it on the table and just starts cutting shit off. Like, okay, is this enough?
What
Yeah,
are
no.
we doing
Keep...
this?
yeah.
What are we doing this?
Yes.
Other news. Arkansas man shuts down Brazilian steakhouse with friends from podcast.
Oh, dude, they are not afraid.
No.
Oh,
It's a
they would be.
challenge.
I guarantee you, me and Swookie walk in their front door, and they're like, "Go get the cow.
We got
Go-
to
go-
order more beef.
So
Go get the extra cow."
funny story like that. A buddy of mine got married, and we got a place. You guys were talking about rolls. Yeah, you leave it. You leave for Iowa.
Landry's.
Lambert's.
Yeah, Lambert's. What
Lambert's
Lambert's,
with the
the
hole with
hole
the
with the
throat
throat
roll.
roll.
Yep.
Yes.
We went there for our buddy's bachelor party. That's where he wanted to go. So we rode down there on a party bus, and we got off the party bus, and like one of the ladies saw people piling off, and I'm the small one in the group. There was only one other person that was like shorter and skinnier than I was, and I'm 6'2", 220 at the time. And they all start piling off the bus at 350, 345, 6'3", 6 foot. Like one lady goes, "Are you guys like a semi-pro football team or something?" We're like, "No, we're just fat. We're here to eat." And we came in, we finally got our table, and yeah, rack of ribs, 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 rack of just.
4 hours later, you finally get your food.
Oh, it took an hour and a half to get in there, and oh yeah, we're like 3 hours just sitting there, just going to town because it's all family style. So just keep bringing out giant platters. It's like, you're not scaring us, lady. Come on.
So I did find out that endless shrimp at Red Lobster is indeed not endless.
No, there's an end.
Yeah, our local one. They were like, "Oh, we've never had anybody in here eat over 50 shrimp." 74 shrimp later, the manager came out.
You're lucky you didn't get iodine poisoning.
He came out. He was like, "We have to cut you off," and I'm like,
"Yeah, you're gonna die."
Yeah.
Between mercury or iodine, you were going to die.
And I noticed my plates kept getting longer. They were trying to get me to get full. Basically, they were taking longer to bring out, and my Dr. Pepper glass kept staying full because they were trying to like get me to get full, and it just wasn't. I love endless shrimp. I love shrimp, so I was eating, and all I was eating was shrimp scampi. Because they have the shrimp scampi, it was the shrimp scampi, the
coconut shrimp,
which I didn't eat. I don't care much for fried shrimp, and then they had the shrimp Alfredo. Stayed away from the shrimp Alfredo because I didn't want the noodles filling me up.
Yeah, gonna load you down.
It just focused on scampi, and the waitress kept saying, "You sure you don't want to go to like the shrimp Alfredo?" I'm like, "Nope, don't want noodles, just want scampi." Yep. Manager came out and was like, "Yeah, it's not endless." I was like, "All right."
I did that one time. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we did that at a fucking CC's in Virginia. The defensive line, offensive line, and the wrestling team all went out. And so it's 25, 26 people walking in this front door.
2,000 pounds worth of people.
2,000 pounds. That was just the offensive line.
And so they're like, "Are y'all all getting a buffet?" Yeah. Yeah, we are.
We're at CC's. What else would we
get? They're like, "Oh,
call him back up."
So every time we would go out like to do something like this. We'd go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and shit and do the same shit. We'd have like it'd be like me and my buddy that played defensive tackle against two of the offensive tackles, and the two heavyweights for the wrestling team would just see who could eat the most. And so there's fucking linebackers fucking sit there just getting plates and running them to us. And finally they're like, "Look, we have one pizza left that's fresh before we have to start like rolling out fresh dough. So if y'all can finish up soon." Like, "Oh, we're just getting started."
No, the hell you ain't.
They're like, "We're going to have to ask you to leave after your next plate."
So mine wasn't pizza. Mine was a Golden Corral. We did a Golden Corral for our Christmas party for one of the pizza places I worked at. And we did it one year, and I think I had sat down and ate like 6 steaks plus a couple plates of dessert and stuff like that. They were like, "Oh my God." So a lot of the younger guys there were like, "Oh, we got you next year. We got you next year at Christmas." And I'm like, "Okay, guys, like this is when I'm 23, 24, right in the prime of still being able to eat and it not affecting my body yet. Like, still pounding a 12-pack every night. Like, okay, y'all ain't got nothing on me. I am the King Kong." So they were all like, we're gonna not eat anything all day long. We're gonna smoke a bunch of weed. And I'm like, okay, cool. You do what you got to do. Knowing full well, like you're just making your stomach small. You're making it tight. I'm out there pounding loaves of bread and drinking water all day through lunch. We finally go to dinner, and it just kept going up and getting steak after steak after steak after steak and the steak guy is like, "Are you serious?" And even one of the guys who was a roommate of one of our delivery drivers, he was our waiter. He goes, "How many have you had now?" And I looked over and I was like, I just kept the plates. I was like, "Don't touch the plates. This is how I keep count." I had 9 plates that had been steak and taters. I had 2 plates that had been dessert, and then just to keep my bowels moving, I had 1 plate that was a salad. And they're like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Yeah." And still eating those beautiful buttered rolls all the while. Like, let's go. Don't get shy on my part, because for my bachelor party, we went to a steakhouse right here down the road, which I ended up working at later, and they had a 72-ounce steak challenge. And I ate a steak and the baked potato and the loaf of bread and the salad and didn't puke all in an hour, and then gave birth to a wonderful bathroom baby.
Golden Corral is one of those places that I always want to go until I'm there. And then I'm like, this ain't that great.
No, it's just quantity beats quality. It's the
Cafeteria
Soviet Union of dinners. I'm just gonna get so much that I don't realize how bad of stuff I ate. Because where else can you put a prime rib next to a taco, next to a chocolate fountain, and a salad with with some pot roast? Did you just put pot roast on top of your salad? Yes, ma'am. That's the way I like it.
Your baked potato has nacho cheese on it.
You damn right. You damn right. Don't you judge me.
Oh, I do. I just want like bacon bits and nacho cheese. Here we go. Oh shit.
Did you accidentally put chocolate sprinkles on your baked potato? Don't judge me, lady.
All right, gentlemen, it's been an hour and a half. I think we're good enough. We're back. Spanky is probably over there, either unconscious or so deep in Factorio he doesn't realize what we're doing anymore.
Hey, remember that nap time I was talking about?
Oh, okay. So we got Sleepy Boy.
Spanky is our donut operator. He says 3 or 4 things per episode.
Say something inspirational, Spanky.
Something
Well, it's too late to make sure you got your fuzzy undies on, so
No, I can put them on right now if you want me to on camera.
No,
Well,
right,
of course not.
yeah.
I don't wear
Be
that
sure you
either.
got your fuzzy undies.
All right, let's go around the room. Everybody say goodbye, Elkman.
Goodbye, Elkman.
Okay. Spanky.
Good night, everybody.
Mr. Spooky.
Goodbye, don't the fuck kids.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for joining. Good to see everybody back. Good to see you, Rolf. We're going to eat until you explode all over the walls. Good night.